Yo, what is going on, you guys? Bastion Waggio here, and today I want to go ahead and take a look. Well, first of all, before we get into anything, good morning, happy Monday. We're going to start a brand new week here with Bastion Waggio, so hope you guys are ready to go. So, of course, we're going to start off on our Mondays with our Monday Market Watch, and we're going to be tackling a next letter of alliteration, Monday Market Watch Maze of Memories. So, it fits in perfectly, absolutely love that, but first things first, we need to go ahead and take a look at some of the pre-sales for this. So pre-sales are now as of this past weekend. So obviously I record on the weekends, so you guys get it throughout the week, unless something crazy happens throughout the week. Anyway, set is not really close to being fully released just yet. I think the only people who have received it are either stores that want to go ahead and do the pre-selling. Anyone who's received the product already shouldn't have received the product already, or has been given the product directly by Konami, and aka YouTubers, to go ahead and be able to go ahead and, of course, do the openings to sell the product. Which, Konami, if you're listening, I would love to be part of this program, whatever, to get the product early, do the openings. That would be really, really cool. Just go ahead and throw it out there. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the best cards that are coming out right now, price-wise. Now, of course, we got Bear on the Floor, no surprise there. Guardian Chimera. We got some more of the nostalgic cards, I guess, with the Wake Up Your Elemental Hero Duel Academy, which is going to be pretty cool. Rika Glamour is going to be a really fantastic reprint as well, driving down the price of it. Now, keep in mind that the prices here, Axel Synchro Stardust Dragon as well, of course. Now, keep in mind, like I said, the prices here are, of course, going to be wildly inflated. I do not believe that any of these cards are going to peak anywhere above what they currently are. Now, that's just my current speculation. This is not based on any type of fact. I just want to go ahead and make sure that you guys are prepared. So, of course, with brand new cards like Axel Synchro Stardust and the Blackluster Soldier Legendary Swordsman, those might still fluctuate. Same thing with the, again, any brand new cards that are going to be coming out of this set. They may still fluctuate here and there, but I do not believe they're going to be to the point where they are going to skyrocket any further than they are now, especially the reprints. Let's take a look at some of the reprints that we have so far. We have Bear on the Floor. It's going for like $100 to $120 card not so long ago. Now it's going for $63 for the original printing of it, which is still going to be the ultra rare. Now you still have, it's still going to be the same rarity of ultra rare here in the Maze of Memories. So even by getting it, you're not losing out on much, which I think it's going to make the price really even out. So really, anyone who has a Bear on the Floor from the legendary Duelist Synchro Storm is going to have the original printing, but at the end of the day, it's the same rarity. Still looks just as nice. It just may not have the same pack description right there on it. So that's really what you're paying for at that point. So I mean, I am one of those people who has this, so I mean, whatever, but you know, you guys get what I mean. I'm speaking, there's no bias in this, essentially is what I'm saying. So I do expect Bear on the Floor to drop in price, of course. I think $60 is still going to be too much. Again, I do not know the pull ratios yet, of course, with reprints. And this is not necessarily one of like the main cards that are being played at the moment. You really just play one, and even then, really only decks Cashier play. Some Cashier plays it, and then Sword Soul. Really, there's no other deck that plays Bear on the Floor. At least, I think that Runic Nocturia can go ahead and play it, but it's not really a card that is essential to winning, but it's really, really good to be able to be able to play against cards like Nibiru or any type of negation out there as well. So besides that, we have Guardian Chimera. Again, this used to be I think $15 card, and then people started realizing, hey, this card's broken. It rose up to $50, and now it's going back down steadily to $27, $30 more or less here and there. Like I said, I expect this to drop a little bit more. And again, why am I saying these cards are going to be dropping? Even if they're brand new releases, guys, essentially give it about a few weeks, get 2-3 weeks, and the prices are going to drop. And the next thing I want to show you guys is going to be the Cashier support. Of course, everything has absolutely plummeted in price. Cashier Fenris used to be $60 each. Now, even after more Cashier support came out, this became even more popular deck. They've actually dropped to 40 each, which is actually pretty wild to go ahead and think about. Same thing, Cashier Unicorn. More people just busting the set wide open, getting the unicorns. Used to be, I believe, a $30 card more or less. Now it's barely $10. Cashier Rise Heart, when this card first came out, was $20. Now it's dropped down to $3, $4 each. So the deck itself is getting a lot more affordable. Same thing with Theosis. The second that the ban list hit, this card skyrocketed to like nearly $100, I believe, per copy, which is absolutely wild. but now they're going for like 40. So again, with given time, not even that much time, seriously 2-3 weeks, all cards just tend to plummet further and further in price. And that's not necessarily to say they're bad cards by any means. It just means that, of course, the oversaturation of getting more and more product out there, people are excited to go ahead and bust open that product. I think that's really what is driving, of course, all these prices down. Now, Maze of Memories is not going to be the best set for new support in my personal opinion, but we are getting some fantastic reprints as well, like I mentioned before, so that is something to keep in mind. Also, overall, Castria is coming to be a lot more affordable than it was originally expected. Of course, this used to be the $1,000 deck. Now I think you can pick up the entire deck for anywhere between $400 to $500. It was still expensive, but not nearly where it originally was. So that is pretty good to anyone who was looking to pick up this deck before, but didn't want to pay $1,000, which I definitely understand. And you want to go ahead and pick up the deck now, it's definitely a lot more affordable. So that's going to be it for the Maze of Memories. I don't think there's really anything I missed here. Let me go ahead and just make sure. Wind Up Kitten for $5. Yeah, all this stuff's going to go down, guys. Abramax for $5. Yeah, all this stuff's definitely going to go down. Because after that, it just gets to like not the most exciting cards, if I'm being honest. Don't get me wrong, the Gate Guardian support is decent for what it is, but I would not put it in any type of high tier relevancy anytime soon. But for some more actual meta-relevant cards, let's go ahead and take a look. So we have first Denko Seka, which skyrocketed. This is a secret rare. It's going to be the most expensive version of this card. If you want to go ahead and deck out, bling out your deck. I picked these up for $1.50s back in the day. So now they are going for $7 to $8 and quickly rising, guys. So they seem to have settled out at $8 right now, but essentially we got to see how many popular back row decks are going to be. So far we got two very strong, very strong back row decks in the format with Labyrinth as well as the Trap Tricks. Now both Trap Tricks and Labyrinth have ways of getting around this card. It's not really going to be a 100% guarantee that you're going to be winning even with this card, so it is something that you may want to go ahead and consider leading up into this. If you're going to be making the decision of spending this much money on this card, you better be sure that you have enough firepower in your deck to back up this card in order to protect it, because essentially if you're going to be playing a card like Denko Seka or Jinzo in your deck, that is something that you are going to want to protect as much as possible. And the main reason why Denko Seka and Jinzo, which we are going to be looking at, which is $10 for the secret rare, which I think is fairly priced, because I don't think there's another. Wait, let me go ahead and see before I start talking nonsense. I didn't really see, I mean, $100 for a secret rare. I didn't really see another secret rare that I was interested in. This one is probably going to be damaged for like a, yeah, damaged. Damaged limited for $4. So this is probably the nicest copy of the Jinzo out there currently. That you can go ahead and pick up for like $9-10. I think it's really absolutely beautiful. I actually went ahead and picked up my copy. It's around here somewhere, I promise. But I think if you're going to be playing cards like Denko Seka and Jinzo in your deck, whether you're playing Sprite to go ahead and bring this out with Mannequin Cat, or you just don't have a normal summon, so you go ahead and just either tribute summon the Jinzo or just normal summon Denko Seka and continue on with your plays, I think these are going to be very efficient if the duelist is able to go ahead and protect it. So the issue with Jinzo is that the Labyrinth cards, especially the Silver Castle and the White Castle, it made me think of the restaurant. Anyway, they're both larger than Jinzo as far as I can remember. So, and same thing with Denko Seka, of course, only 1700 attack. So it is something you are going to want to keep in mind if that is the route you're going to be taking. But moving on, so next going to be talking about some more of the Trap Tricks support, being able to go ahead and not only prove that it is a meta contender in the format, even though I did take it to I took an incomplete version of it to locals and went X2, whatever, 4 rounds, so I went 2-2. Nothing to brag about, but just go ahead and let you guys know that. So with that being said, Trap Tricks is rising up the ranks as far as viability in the decks goes. So I think it's going to be very important to go ahead and look at the supporting cast for that deck. So Spriggan's Merrymaker, of course, now has risen up to a $5 card, reaching reaching an all-time high essentially. I remember you could go ahead and pick this card up for a few cents, and if you guys did, definitely make a huge return on your investment there. I mean, it's going from a minimum of $5 and then rising quickly to the 8s, even $20 right here. So very few listings out there for these Spriggan's Merrymaker. So it is something to take into consideration that this card could see and will see most likely another spike jump in the price. So definitely something to keep an eye out for. This is $5 the lowest right now. Verify is going to be around the $8, and then it quickly goes up to $22 out of nowhere. So it is something definitely you want to go ahead and keep your eyes on. Actually, I'm curious. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh the page to see if that does anything, because I'm assuming that one's going to be gone. And it is. Wow, only 5. Okay, so there were 7 listings before. Now there are only 5. So that is something that you are definitely want to go ahead and take into consideration when making your decision. But honestly, Traptrix has earned its spot as far as viability goes. It is a very strong deck that a lot of people just don't see coming. So next we got our, of course, then the resulting of this is Gigantic Champion, Gigantic Champion Sargus out of Photon Hypernova Secret Rare. So this used to be like a $3 or $4 card, and it's quickly going up in price, minimum of $10. So now I do have 50 listings, so it is still pretty plentiful. But I expect this to potentially get a buyout anytime soon, because essentially this is the necessary card in the Traptrix strategy, because it adds so much more interruption for you. You could even go ahead and play the Therion package and you go out in your Traptrix deck, which I personally don't do it for that sake. I personally do it for the additional interruption and the 2800 beater, because Traptrix themselves are not the strongest monsters, even though they did get that new monster that boosts all your guys attack by 1000, which is very nice. Having that guaranteed 2800 beater on board is just so big for that deck. That is also an additional interruption, so I can see this getting a buyout anytime soon. Will it? I don't know. Like I said, I can't see the future, as Hasselchamp says. I also do not have those powers, so that would be something to take into consideration there. But they are selling for around $10, $11 each, so it is a card that you want to keep an eye on. Now, another card that's very exciting is Enemy Controller. So this is actually a card that I've absolutely loved. I absolutely love this card ever since Sprite came out and I started playing the Power Spell Sprite. I think that was a huge game changer for the overall strategy. I think the Enemy Controller, the Secret Rare version, of course, is going for around $15. And if you want to get a cheaper version, you can get one for 2 cents, 3 cents. I mean, the card's been reprinted to hell. But the Secret Rare version is not only gorgeous, right? It's absolutely one of the most beautiful cards I've ever seen in my life. But what it actually does for the deck, being able to take your opponent's monster in the battle phase or whenever it is that you want, being a quick play spell is so clutch for the archetype. And even being able to have the effect of turning monsters in their attack position of them is still relevant as well, guys. I mean, don't think that it's not. So it's something that you definitely want to go ahead and consider. We did see this as a 3-of in one of the topping Sprite YCS Las Vegas lists. I can't remember the pilot's name, but I'll go ahead and put a picture on the screen and a video and a link to that video in the description below if you guys want to go ahead and check that out. But absolutely beautiful card. If you guys have any secret rares or you're not looking to play Sprite, I would definitely recommend selling them, because they're going for around $14 to $15 per copy, which is absolutely wild. Of course, just seeing the success that the deck has with this card in the main deck, along with a card like Book of Eclipse, of course, it just increases the overall viability, and people are going to want this card to max it out at the nicest rarity possible. So I think the secret rare copy is probably going to continue going up at the better and better Sprite does, which, if you guys don't know, well, I haven't said this online yet, but I'm going to be, I'm really wanting to attend the Houston Regional in about 2 weeks. So if you guys want to come by, cool. If you guys are in the Houston area, I might run into you guys, so I don't know. Come say hi. I don't know if I'm big enough a channel to say that, but yeah, there you go. So next we got Sprite Sprint. Again, of course, with the banning of Sprite Elf, this card just absolutely rose in popularity and starting to skyrocket, essentially. So we have a few cards that are going to be going for around $8, $9. But 8 is pretty much where it's going to be right now. I just want to go ahead and point this card out because it is something that you are, if you are playing Sprite, you are going to need to play this as a 2-of in your extra, because you don't want to lose not only just the extender part of it, being able to turn 2 monsters into 3, but also just the interruption that this card provides is essential to winning the game. So having Sprites Friend not banished by the cash tier, or by cash tier cards, whether it's the Unicorn or you are going up against the Mind Hacker, you really just want to go ahead and take care of your cards that you want most in your extra deck by playing doubles. So cards that I play doubles of, Gigantic Sprite, Sprites Friend, and AA Zeus in case you are playing Sprites. Now that's going to be it for the Sprites fandom, guys. I want to go ahead and move on to the next one. It's actually going to be Ninjas. So Ninjas did see some play, of course, by Jesse Cotton in the most recent YCS in Las Vegas, I believe it was. So the deck, while it did pick up a lot because Jesse freaking Cotton is playing the deck, and I understand, of course, his name carries a lot of weight to it in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, because of course if someone, a player of that caliber, is playing that deck, is essentially because he believes that that deck is one of the best decks of the format. And I saw one of his videos on the Ninja Strategy. He started his own YouTube channel. If you guys did not know, I'm sure you guys of course know already, but he started his own channel, so he went over a little bit more of the choice as to why he thought it was one of the best decks. So I honestly think that's really cool, although no one else is really seem to understand the, not only just the potential, but what the deck is actually able to do. So it's that all Ninja cards has started to go down in price as well. So it's something, if you want to go ahead and pick up the Ninja deck, I would highly recommend it, because it's not really like it's going to be very expensive. I mean, all the cards you can get at very low rarities. There's nothing really that is going to be breaking the bank as far as that goes. The most expensive card in the deck is going to be the Mitsu, the Insect Ninja, but like I said, it's going to be like $6 each. You can probably still pick up the entire deck for like $50-60, which is less than a AAA game. So that is something you can take into consideration. But that's going to be it for this week's Market Watch, guys. I know we have a lot to cover in these market watches, because like I said, I only want to do them once a week. I don't really want to become a market watch channel, because then I have to stay on the market 24/7. So I just want to go ahead and give you guys an insight of what cards are going up, what cards are going down, different trends that I am personally noticing. But if there's a trend that you guys notice in the market watches of YouTube and Yu-Gi-Oh, definitely let me know in the comment section down below, and hopefully I'll be able to go ahead, and once I see it, I'll be able to go ahead and bring it up in a future video as well, just to go ahead and make sure that we have enough information flowing around as much as possible. So if you guys stick around to the very end, thank each and every single one of you guys for watching. I appreciate your support. Make sure you like, subscribe, make sure you comment down below what cards you guys are seeing in the Market Watch Yu-Gi-Oh verse, so I can go ahead and address them in the following video. But without further ado, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.